Warning: the Savage Nation contains adult language, adult content, psychological nudity. Listener discretion is advised. And now, America's most exciting radio talk show, The Savage Nation, home of unprotected talk, borders, language, culture. And here he is, Michael Savage.
Alexander the Great remarked that the peoples of Asia were slaves because they had not learned to pronounce the word no. Let that not be the epitaph of the English-speaking people.
Yeah, let that not be the epitaph of the English-speaking people. Just say no. Just say no to Sharia law. Just say no to Islamists. Just say no to Islamofascism. Just say no to Barack Hussein Obama's attempts to destroy freedom of speech in the United States of America. Just say no. You know the whole story, right? One of two Garland, Texas shooting suspects identified. Muslim converts, African Americans converted in prison. Why in the world they permit this to go on in our prisons is not a story I don't understand. I know exactly what it is. It's a recruiting ground. A recruiting ground. A recruiting ground. And who saved the day? Who saved us from the Islamofascists with automatic weapons and body armor? Who saved Pamela Geller and Gerd Wilders and the others in the audience in Texas who were there exercising their American right to freedom of speech and freedom of assembly? Who saved their lives? Was it Marvin in the ACLU at NYU? Was it Harriet at Harvard Law? Was it an LGBT at Bolt Law School who saved the lives? Lecturing us about, well, you know what, tolerance. No. It was a traffic cop. FBI was there. Department of Homeland Security was there. They did nothing. Nothing. They probably dropped their guns out of their holster and crapped in their pants. All of the highly trained FBI, where were they? Nothing. They probably had to call Central Command and ask Eric Holder if it was okay to shoot the radical Muslims who were shooting the place up. But a Texas traffic cop saved the lives last night when he took down two heavily armed Muslim men, Muslim converts, storming a building where a Draw the Prophet Muhammad contest was taking place. He killed both of them with his handgun. Even though they had automatic weapons, even though there were local police, a SWAT team, FBI, and ATF at the event, they did nothing. They were consulting their handbooks on what they could do. They're probably still consulting the handbooks to see if they can arrest the Texas traffic cop for shooting the Muslims and killing them before they killed others. And who did it? The police officer who has not been identified by Garland Police Department officials saved lives. Well, don't let Obama know that, because the next thing you know, the FBI will be coming for the traffic cop. He didn't ask Eric Holder if he can kill the murderers. Handgun, shot him dead. The vermin drove 1,100 miles from Phoenix to invade the contest at a suburban Dallas venue. They shot off their assault rifles, wounding a security guard, hitting at least one police car. Meanwhile, the event was protected by a SWAT team, FBI and ATF, who apparently ran away. Guns fell out of their hands. All the girls in the FBI, all the girls in the ATF, they ran away. They did nothing. A traffic cop saved them. Muslims were angry because the men wearing body armor were doing this for Muhammad. Wearing body armor, they drove up to the Curtis Culwell Center on Sunday night and began shooting at a security officer with assault rifles. They sent out tweets before their Muslim attack. May Allah accept us as mushahadeen. No kidding. Well, I hope that they're in heaven raping the infants they've been promised. How's that for a reward? Can you tell me anything sicker than that? That a man believes if he goes and kills innocent people, he gets to rape infants in the next world? Is this not psychosis? How do we permit this to get into this country, this virus? The unidentified Garland police officer who spends most of his shift assigned to traffic duty killed both suspects who were each dead at the scene. I'm surprised the FBI hasn't authorized an investigation into the traffic cop. No doubt he was a white racist cop. And no doubt those killed were, well, they were African Americans, so we know they were victims. Even though they had body armor, they came there to kill. Because they were black and because they were Muslim, they got a twofer. And no doubt the traffic cop is a white man. He's definitely got the 8-ball against him. Oh, yeah, I'm sure that Obama and the FBI, the ATF will look into his background. The unidentified Garland police officer who killed both of them. That's the story. What more do you want me to say about it? That CNN is taking the side of the radical Islamists trying to kill free speech in America? That even Fox News is not taking the right side on this? What does it prove to you? What do you want to say about this? What do you think about this? Who was the shooter? Elton Simpson. Another prize from the gutters of America. Garland shooting suspect Elton Simpson's father said, "My son made a bad choice." You hear this? The father of one of the suspected Islamic gunmen in the Garland, Texas shooting told ABC News that his son made a bad choice. Dunstan Simpson said, "We are Americans and we believe in America. What my son did today reflects very badly on my family." I wonder why I didn't say that before. Dunstan Simpson said his son, the murderous Islamist who is now in heaven raping infants, worked at a dentist's office, but was on vacation for the last few weeks, and the two last spoke 3 weeks ago. In other words, the father knew nothing. He dummied up. All the parents, every time there's an Islamic attack in America, the parents say he was a good boy. We had no idea he was radical. We thought he was a regular guy who cleaned teeth. The elder Simpson said that while he was a strict father, Elton was always a good kid. Meanwhile, followers of ISIS had been sending messages about the event in Texas for more than a week, calling for attacks. One referenced January's Charlie Hebdo massacre in France and said it was time for brothers in the United States to do their part. Brothers is a code word for blacks. Not even Muslims. Now it's brothers. Now all blacks suddenly are honorary Muslims to ISIS. They're trying to take the rage that Obama has triggered in Ferguson, the rage that Obama has triggered in Baltimore, and he's trying to now tie that into Islam. So they're trying to get them angry. So who is this guy, Simpson? Well, he was well known to the FBI. He was an informant. Oh, yeah. 5 years ago, he was convicted for lying to federal agents about his plans to travel to Africa, where investigators alleged he planned to join a terror group. But they didn't arrest him. No. If you tried to join a terror group, you'd be slammed into the slammer so fast your knees would be singing Dixie. But not him, because he's a minority. His lawyer, Christina Sitton, who represented this bum in the 2010 trial, said her former client had been on a no-fly list. I guess he could fly from Phoenix to Texas, and that the FBI had attempted to get Simpson to cooperate with them even after his conviction. The lawyer said she saw him as harmless. He grew up the most normal guy, she said, just a normal high school guy. Converting to Islam seemed like a good thing for him. Oh, really? How'd that work out? Lawyer said converting to Islam seemed like a good thing for him. He had been going down a bad path, and then he found Islam. How'd that work out for him? He found Islam and became a murderer, a bloodthirsty murderer, that's all. Sitton, the lawyer, told ABC News, he never struck me as someone who would do this sort of thing. I'm not a bleeding heart. I'm a Republican. I've seen some pretty bad guys, and he seemed pretty normal. Well, I guess the lawyer ought to adjust her medication. The lawyer ought to go see her shrink and get a different titration, since she didn't see who he really was. That's the opening to the show. It's the Savage Nation. What do you got to say about this? How do you feel about Hussein Obama triggering all these things in this country? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about CNN taking the side of the Islamics who want to take away our freedom of speech? I want to remind you of something. I'm the only American talk show host, actually the only member of the American media that I know of banned from entering Britain. Since 2009, I cannot enter the nation of Britain. And that is because, well, and it's a terrible thing. It's a terrible loss for me because I can't get the dental care that I want, and I can't get the cuisine that England is famous for. And I've been wanting since 2009, it's been many years now, to go over there for some dental work in their socialized dental plan and go over there and get some great English cuisine. I mean, I can't get fish and chips here. But on a more serious note, I am banned from entering England for things I didn't really say, but they allege that I said about Muslims and Islam. Of course, I was 1,000% right then, and I'm 1,000% right now. Has the English government apologized to me? Have they paid me reparations for denying me this dental care all these years? No. But there's a bigger point to the story, as I'm very familiar with what freedom of speech is. I'm the only member of the talk show world who has won the Freedom of Speech Award. Well, maybe. No, that's not true. Some of them have bought it. I mean, I'm sorry. Some of their syndicators bought it for them. That's right. I'm sorry. I was wrong about that. But my favorite, my famous speech on freedom of speech will be played later on the show. How do you feel about this? Do you feel that the organizer of the event, Pamela Geller, got what she deserved? That she did this because she dared say, draw a picture of Muhammad? Now, I do remember when the Salenterates on the left put Jesus Christ, the statue of Jesus Christ, in a jar of urine at the Brooklyn Museum a number of years ago, and the museum director giggled over it, saying it's freedom of speech. They tee-heed over it. Well, it was freedom of speech. It was an artist. An artist could put Jesus in a bottle of urine. Nobody burned anything down. Christians didn't put on body armor and get AKs and go shoot up the Brooklyn Museum because they're civilized people. We are not dealing with civilized people. We're dealing with, use any expletive you'd like. 855-407-2882 is the phone number. I'm open for business. Let's go to Bill on WABC. Bill's going to give us his opinion. Go ahead, Bill.
You want to know what I think? I think Pamela Geller is an egotistical egomaniac, totally irresponsible, and she's putting in danger the whole Jewish community in the United States because...
Wait. So, in other words, you would kill free speech for the Jewish community? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, she's Jewish. You know that. And she's starting these ads here, and she's going to put ads on the buses.
Well, no, you're the kind of Jew who went into the concentration camp because you didn't want to stir up any trouble with the Germans, right? You went into the boxcar because they said that you'd be better off if the Jews went along with the German plan. Is that right?
Well, I'm a Holocaust survivor. Don't put that on me, okay?
All right, so you're a Holocaust survivor who learned nothing from the Holocaust.
I learned one thing.
What did you learn? What did you learn? To bend over for fascism?
He's a small minority, and we're stupid if we start up with people. We got to keep our mouths shut and behave.
Oh, my God. Are you ever a Holocaust Jew? Are you ever a survivor who learned nothing?
Pamela Geller is an irresponsible...
No, she isn't. She's the bravest woman in the United States of America for daring to stand up to the Islamo-fascists, who, by the way, would kill you and your whole family if they get power. Do you know that?
No historical knowledge. She's absolute the dumbest...
Well, what are you talking about? You're just spouting off your mouth like you're sitting in a bagel spewing locks on everybody. What are you talking about? Do you have any idea what the Muslims are doing around the world?
So who are we to start up with them?
What do you mean start up with them? What are you talking about? What are they doing in this country with AK-47s and body armor?
Well, because...
Why hasn't the FBI arrested them in advance of this attack? Why aren't you asking that question? Why isn't your Obama government protecting you from the Muslims with body armor and AK-47s? Tell me why.
If there are such people among them, a small minority of radical Islamists, why are we stirring the pot and starting up with them? Are we crazy?
What do you mean What do you mean by stirring the pot?
Stirring the pot? You put an ad on all the buses in New York City making fun of the Muslims and saying their religion is a religion of murder. Are you crazy?
Well, wait a minute. Excuse me, sir. Let me ask you something. Do you know anything about Islam, or you're just terrified and you think that by appeasing the Muslims they're gonna protect you?
Excuse me, I'm not talking about appeasing them. I'm talking about not stirring the pot and starting up with them. Mind your own business and go about your business.
In other words, do it the Jewish way. Put your head down, dummy up, keep your mouth shut, and pray to God that you're saved. Is that it? Do nothing to defend yourself.
Defend myself against what? Put up the ads on the subway?
Defend yourself against what? Ask your Muslim cohorts what they think of Jews.
Offending.
Have you ever read excuse me, I don't know your first name. What is it, Abraham?
It's Bill.
Okay, Bill. Have you ever read the Quran? Do you know what it says about Jews?
Listen, I know one thing about the...
No. Don't give me a deli answer. Stop spewing the locks. Have you ever read the Quran? Do you know what it says about Jews and Christians?
I don't give a damn what it says about...
Of course you don't. You're an ignoramus. You're an ignorant man. You're a coward. And you want everybody in America to be a coward like you.
I believe in being sick.
It is only people like Pamela Geller who will show America what Islam actually says in its holy book that can save us. Bill. That's the reality. I'm not inventing anything that I'm about to tell you on the show, but I can show you 130 quotes in the Quran which says, kill the infidel. Do you know what you are?